All right, let's bring in Fox News contributor and former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo. Mr. Secretary, thanks so much for joining the program. They outlined 3 objectives, which is the ballistic and drone sites, decimate those, Iran's Navy as well, and then Iran's industrial base. What do you make of that?
Yes, I think you're exactly right. They identified very clearly 3 objectives, and the efforts that they're making to defeat each of those. They talked about substantial progress against the Navy, a substantial progress against the ballistic missile program, including not just the missiles themselves and the launchers, but the capacity to rebuild those. That is, factories, industrial components that actually lead to the supply chain that delivers to the Iranians the capacity to inflict this harm. And then finally, you're exactly right. They talked about the defense industrial base. This is the kind of work that will give years of relief, take down years of risk, not just weeks or months, but years of risk in the region. And then I hearken back to something they both mentioned, President Trump's statement about the Strait. It's the case today that the Strait of Hormuz is still constrained, and President Trump has made very clear overnight and frankly since this war began that that is unacceptable. And they both talked about the fact that there's still work to do to ensure that product, ships, commerce, people can flow through that region, and President Trump, I'm confident, will stay at this until he achieves that objective as well.
Yeah, Mr. Secretary, when you watch these and you hear the resilience from our leaders and know what our military is capable of, it gives us all hope. But then when you see images of what's happening on the ground in Iran, so many people, thousands of people gathering in the town square to celebrate this new Ayatollah, the son of the Ayatollah that was killed, becoming their new leader. How does Iran, what is the future of Iran when it comes to this regime?
Look, this regime is evil, unmitigated and pure. You're right about the second guy they've picked. The mistake that the previous administration, Secretary Kerry, President Obama, President Biden made is they thought there were moderates inside of that regime. There's no such thing as a moderate in the Iranian regime. Anyone affiliated with it, who's been part of it, who's killed tens of thousands of their own people, is not someone who can lead Iran forward. Your point about the folks coming to the street to support him wouldn't surprise me if many of them came out at gunpoint. It also, I know for certain, doesn't represent the vast majority of the roughly 85 or 90 million people of Iran. You saw hundreds or thousands. There are millions of people who are in waiting, hoping that we can do the necessary to create the space where the internal repression infrastructure is destroyed sufficiently that they can once again retain their country and get a government that is normal, participates in the world in a normal way and doesn't kill thousands of its own citizens and inflict incredible harm and risk in the wider region.
So how do you rattle their institutions? Mm-hmm. How do you get to shake them to the core? The Bashish is evidently still running through with motorcycles through the neighborhoods, threatening people to stay back. The IRGC has been hit in almost all 31 provinces so far. If I put you in command and control, what would you be focusing on?
Brian, good morning. Look, they're already rattled. You can be sure of that. They're already disconnected. They already each think that there's somebody in the next conference room on the phone who works for the Israelis. So this is a regime that is not nearly as strong as the statements that they put out, the statements that they make publicly. That is hubris trying to rally their own people. But your larger point about how do you ultimately break this thing is unknowable. Just as we didn't know when the Soviet Union would fall, just as we didn't know how it was the case that other regimes would collapse, one day they just break, Brian, and you have to create the conditions for that. That's all any president can do. You create the conditions for that, you stay at it, you remain determined, you don't let them regrow their capabilities, and when you do that, you ultimately weaken them. And then over time, whether that's weeks or months or a couple of years, the Iranian people will get back the government they want. You can't do that from the outside, from the air. It's not possible to guarantee that, but you can certainly create the conditions for it. And the world will be much safer in the interim. Until they get their inside Iran, the world will be much safer than it was just 11 days ago.
And Mr. Secretary, you know what's so important is it's not just us saying that. All these Gulf states are saying the same thing. They're not focusing on Israel and the U.S. They are saying the same thing about the danger. They just want to make sure we finish the job. Don't leave them wounded. They want us to knock them out, and hopefully we will. Thanks, Mr. Secretary.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.